Fast Forward Productions. The women are speaking.
So find the one that you feel the most organically connected to personally, and then just start posting. If you don't know what to post, follow nothing. Go in messy, no plan, no rigid structure, no how do I sell on here? How do I grow on here? How do I do this on here? None of that. All I want you to do first is just get comfortable showing up, being present. Hi guys, welcome back to The Unfiltered Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Ashley Pollard, and today we are asking the age-old question, which marketing platform is best for me? Now this question comes because somebody inside of the Doers came to office hours where you can come, ask a question, stay for 5 minutes, stay for an hour, it's never recorded. And somebody recently came in and asked, where should I be posting about selling my group program? Some people say that I should sell in stories because it feels more organic. Some people say that I should be selling in an Instagram carousel because then, people, when they're swiping through, they'll see it multiple times. Some people say in a reel so that it can get great circulation. What do I do? Which is best for me? Where do I go? Should I get on TikTok because that'll help me grow? Should I get on Pinterest so that it redirects to the website? And I'm going to basically give you a very brief Ashley Pollard synopsis of these different marketing channels. And it is not law. It's not Bible. It's not the rule. It's my take on how these platforms work, how they should work, and best ways to use them. So first and foremost, Instagram to me is like the best feminist thing that could have happened in all of mankind. And you can not tell me otherwise. You're telling me that our ancestors have been paying for marketing in a man's world, and we now have a free app where we can sell products, services, we can connect with other people in the DMs and comments and build multiple $1-million businesses. I feel like such a feminist using Instagram or really any of these free marketing platforms. To not use a free marketing platform is absolutely insane to me in this day and age when it's such a strong, helpful tool at our fingertips. Whether that's TikTok, Pinterest, or Instagram, which I know a lot of us use, highly recommend you use it. Now, Instagram to me is not really great about visibility. And that's something that I want us all to think about, is that with social media, there's really 3 different things that I want us to think about: visibility, connection, and selling. And I think that every platform can do all 3, but the ratio is different. So for instance, on Instagram, I think that Threads, which just came out, is so great for visibility. You're responding to comments. People are responding to yours. I'm getting so many new followers just because I'm engaging in such an authentic way on the app, which is very exciting. Good for visibility. Reels, phenomenal for visibility. The point of Reels and the algorithm of Reels is intended to show it to new audiences. I don't think the content on Reels is as strong as on TikTok or as authentic and genuine, but to each their own. Stories to me has been the most connective. To me, what I try to think about is using stories to tell behind the scenes things because it's going to go away. So what are those moments? What are those bite-sized moments that I want people to enjoy? I try to use the grid as a portfolio, definitely very education-based. What do I want you to come back and learn and save and refer back to? And then Reels, sure, phenomenal for visibility, for being shown to new audiences. I do think it's super strong in that way. However, I'm not personally the biggest fan of short form video, even though you might be looking at this because of a short form video that you saw. But I'm employing a team for it now because it literally drives me nuts. And it's tough for me. On TikTok, I like short form video because it's very undone. It's very uncomplicated. It's very short and straight to the point. It kind of feels like what Threads is, but as short form video. And I like that. The point of TikTok truly is visibility. You're not seeing a ton from the people you follow. You're seeing a ton of people talking about a similar kind of concept because the algorithm definitely reads what kind of information do you want. So let's say I love watching kittens knock things over. I don't know. It's like a video that I love on YouTube. Let's say we're watching kittens knock things over. Then it's going to show me another account that has kittens knocking things over and another one and another one. Let's say I love following someone who's talking about email marketing. It's going to show me another email marketer and another email marketer and another email marketer. So it's less that they're going to show you the same thing from the same people and more that it's going to show you the same topic from a wide variety of people. The visibility on TikTok is absolutely insane. I'm literally nailing my dream job from it. One of my TikToks got almost 600,000 views. like truly a business owner who I have loved and respected forever, is on there, wrote me a message and said she wanted to work together, which is just amazing. So that visibility is so powerful. She's not going to find me on stories, and she's probably not going to see a post that I put up. So that's Instagram, that's TikTok. Pinterest, I think, is super great, but I want to kind of think of it like an extension of your blog post. You're not going to write a blog post and get a client today. That's just not how it's going to work unless you have a very blog-based business where they're on the edge of their seat for the next one. So for that reason, think about it a little bit more of like a long game. A long game that works though. What I used to do is I used to post pins for all of my different educational content. And people are like, wait, I can pin back to an Instagram post? And I'm like, why not? You can pin to any link. I don't care. You can actually publish some emails depending on the email server that you use. We use ConvertKit. I can publish that email, take that link, and I can actually link back to emails that I've sent, which is incredible. It's kind of a way of writing a blog post at the same time. Personally, I would rather take that email, copy and paste it into my blog platform so that it lives on my website. But that's me. So on Pinterest, you want to make sure, in my eyes, the way that we like to do things here is that every link should have 4 to 5 images. Maybe it's text only, text with a blurred background or like a hard to read black background, photo only. Maybe it's like photo more than text, but a little bit of text. There's a few ways that you could do it where you're kind of like mixing up your brand imagery and your brand guidelines throughout multiple pins. So for instance, the way that I used to use it is like, let's say I had a podcast come out or a really great Instagram carousel that was educational that said like 5 ways to da-da-da. Then I would make 5 different pins, post them at the same time, all linking back to that particular educational carousel, that podcast, that blog post, et cetera, that freebie that I have, whatever it is. So that's something that you could definitely do. Are you going to make money tomorrow? Absolutely not. But will you make money in the long term? No question. 10 out of 10 recommend. Obviously, another great one is YouTube. Long form video is not going anywhere, and it's very easy to convert it into YouTube Shorts. There's things like Metricool where you can do repurposing super easily. That's what we use. It's great, it's a way to share long form video with people and repurpose in that way, or to use that as your initial point of entry. Maybe you don't want to use Instagram. Maybe YouTube is where you want to live. That's great. That's perfectly fine. There's no problem with that whatsoever. And don't let anyone tell you that you have to be using Instagram. I just personally think that it's the one that I vibe with the most, but find the one that you vibe with the most. I also think obviously podcasting is super important if you're interested in podcasting. I think podcasting is such a great way if you have so much to say to let it out. But more than that, I think it's really cool because you definitely get to know the person. There's these little anecdotes that slip through, little ways to get to know them. You get to hear the implication or their connotation and their voice. So it's super helpful because you kind of develop a parasocial relationship with the person whose podcast you're listening to, especially if you have the podcast and you're getting vulnerable or you're sharing insight scoops or insights into your own life. I think it's so cool to use it that way. And then finally, I want to talk about email marketing. Email marketing is such a great place for me to sell, to nurture, to be vulnerable. It's really a way for me to kind of like utilize marketing, but not be too salesy all the time. But I'm definitely the most salesy in email. And people might be like, but don't you get unsubscribers? Absolutely, always. And I don't care. There's nobody who's going to unsubscribe from my email who's also going to enjoy working with me. If you don't like my emails, you are not going to like me. I can guarantee you because I write the way that I talk. I am who I am. So there's nobody who unsubscribes that I don't give all of the love and grace for in the world, allow them to leave and still support them in their business. It really doesn't bother me at all. So with all of this, I want you to think about what are the short-term wins? What are the long-term wins? And how do you get visibility, connection, and sales from, in a perfect world, different places? But if you're just starting, or if you're freaked out by marketing, or you're just getting into it, or all of this feels like way too much, just focus on all of it in one place. Maybe that means visibility and connection and sales on Instagram. Maybe that platform, that all-in-one platform of visibility, connection, and sales is Instagram. It's great because the app is kind of built for that. You could do it on TikTok. I think that sales are a little bit not kosher there, but you can. You can definitely do all 3 on YouTube, especially with the introduction of YouTube Shorts. Much harder to do that on Pinterest since it kind of redirects to other content that you've created. You could do it on a blog. I think it's tougher, but you could. And obviously, email marketing is so great, but you still have to market something to get them on that list. So you might be wondering, Ashley, I joined this podcast. I'm listening to this podcast so that I can understand which marketing platform is right for me. And what I want you to think about is which marketing platforms, because I left off things like Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, I left out mainly because we're not on it, so I can't speak well to it. You might be saying, Ashley, which one do I start with? Start with the one you're active on. If you don't like Instagram, if you want to put it down, if you don't want to use it, if it's grossing you out, if it makes you feel like shit, get rid of it. I don't have that experience. I really enjoy Instagram. I'm able to regulate myself with it. I'm able to not be super fazed by anything that I see on it. And that's not because I'm stronger or better than anyone. It's just because we're different. And so on Instagram, it's easiest for me to show up and be organic and authentic because I feel the most comfortable there. It's not as easy for me to do that on Pinterest because I haven't really found my way. It's definitely not easy for me to do it on Twitter because I hate it there, but you might love it. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So find the one that you feel the most organically connected to personally, and then just start posting. If you don't know what to post, follow nothing. Go in messy, no plan, no rigid structure. No, how do I sell on here? How do I grow on here? How do I do this on here? None of that. All I want you to do first is just get comfortable showing up, being present, showcasing what you feel comfortable showcasing. It doesn't have to be your face. It doesn't have to be your life story. But there's still ways that you can serve on stories, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Pinterest, whichever one you want to choose first. There are ways to be present. And if you don't want to do any social media, then that's perfectly fine. You're going to have to pay a lot for marketing. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't understand why you wouldn't take advantage of free marketing opportunities, but hey, to each their own. I support it regardless. And I wish you all the best. If you guys are inside of the doers, bring a question about marketing and social media to office hours, and we can construct a very clear path for you, because I'm going to have a million questions about how to cater it to you. What are your goals? What are your personal feelings about certain platforms? What lights you up? What are you good at? What skill sets do you have? So bring those questions to office hours and tell me, hey, I listened to that marketing podcast. Can you help me decide which platforms are right for me? The answer will be yes. I'll catch you guys next time on The Unfiltered Entrepreneur. Have a great one. Leave a review, share with friends, share it to your stories, and tag us so I can see it. And I'll catch you next time.